Hey everybody, welcome to the Wisconsin Sports Lounge. I'm your co-host, Ryan. Our host here, Scott, is so angry this week he couldn't even do the intro, so I'm starting us out, but we're not even going to mess around today. He's so angry we gotta let him vent out about some Badger stuff that went wrong. So without that, I'm just going to ask Scott right now, how do you feel about Melvin Gordon's touches in the game?
16 carries. 16 carries. What are you doing? He had 14 of those in the first half. And he runs right out of the gates in the second half, 65-yard run. And he gets one more touch? Are you kidding me? I've seen this too many times with the Badgers. It pisses me off. We had the game, 24-7. We had it. We just keep running the ball. Stick with what you do. Run the ball with Melvin Gordon. Don't get me wrong. The backups are good. He's good. He's good. He's a great player. But Melvin Gordon is your guy. Stick with him. 16 carries is unacceptable. He had 140 yards and a touchdown. Unacceptable that he's doing this. I don't understand. I've seen it before with Brett Bielema, and now Gary. I thought Gary Anderson was better than that. I thought unless he was hurt and they're not saying otherwise, but they asked Melvin Gordon after the game if he had any problems. He says, "No, I'm good. I was fine. And I could easily play." And he did show up at the end of the game. They gave him one more carry for 2 yards, but it was too late. So I'm not understanding why he didn't get the carries they should get. He should have had 30 carries in that game. He was dominating the LSU defense. He was making the first guy miss, and he has that breakaway speed to maybe take it to the house and run for a touchdown. And they needed that with Tanner freaking McAvoy, who can't complete a 5-yard pass. Now, I'm not saying the receiver's getting a lot of distance off the cornerbacks. I mean, they weren't creating a lot of gaps. And he was getting rushed a lot. But that being said, you have to put a game plan in place for him to be successful. I didn't see what was happening before the season, how he beat out Joel Stave. I mean, they don't show that like preseason, whatever. So you need to put a game plan in there to make him successful. Now, whether that's the option offense, whether that's running the ball all the time and he just makes little screen passes and that's it, but you have to put a playbook in front of him that will make him successful. You can't put him in the 5-step drop and expect him to throw one down the field because he's obviously not accurate at that. We saw that. Now, maybe it was just the pressure of the first game. LSU is a great team. Don't get me wrong. LSU is a very good team. Could win a national championship, but we had him beat and we let him off the hook, and that pisses me off.
Yeah, I mean, obviously,
Sorry, I'm lying. And Wisconsin fans, I think you know what I'm talking about. This has happened too much. We've had good teams beaten before, and we screw it up in the end, and it's really disappointing. It really is.
Yeah, I mean it's a tough situation too, because this does happen. I mean, not just obviously Wisconsin sports, not just to the Badgers. It does happen, but you see this sometimes where, as a fan, you do question what do they see differently than we do? Why?
He did this last year. He did the same thing last year. Granted, James White was really good. He had a great season, but there are some games where you got to stick with Melvin Gordon. This guy is a stud. He's a superstar. There's no reason he should even came back. Yeah, I said that. He shouldn't have come back to the Badgers. He should be in the NFL right now making his money. A running back only's got till 29, 30 in the NFL. Right. He should have went there this past year. I was shocked when he came back. So now that he is back to the Wisconsin Badgers, you run his ass 30 carries a game. Simple as that.
Yeah,
he's your guy.
Well, and that, like you said, the problem that I have more in general with, like I said last week, and you were obviously you weren't sipping the Kool-Aid of Tanner McAvoy, but you said you figured he'd be okay. He wouldn't lose you the game. He lost you the game.
Well, no, Gary Anderson lost.
Well, yeah, Gary Anderson lost
you the game. We need to continue to run that ball.
Yeah.
We were doing fine with that.
Yeah.
We were doing fine with that. And even if put Melvin Gordon on the field. They did it last year where he came off as a wide receiver and he'd come by and do like an end around.
Sure.
And he'd be the guy that wouldn't get the ball.
Right. Fake out. Pretty much the decoy.
Yeah, he'd be the decoy of the offense. You could do that.
Yeah.
just let him be on the field. He's that
Yeah.
playmaker that they're going to have to look at him every time, even if he's near the ball. Get him on the field. There's no reason he should be on the sidelines. Yeah, give him a break one or a couple times.
Yeah,
every series.
And it's been a day. They have not come out with any reason why Gordon wasn't in there. There is no reason why. I mean, there was no ghost injury that no one knew about. Nowhere that he thought. I mean, nothing happened on the field that anybody saw. I mean, neither of them said anything about it. So, like I said, every once in a while, there's stuff like this happens, and you go, I don't get it. I mean, don't get me wrong. Okay, it's early. I'll be the positive guy. It's the first game of the season.
It's early.
It's not Big Ten time.
They didn't lose. They still have that. If they're going to have to win out. Obviously, they're going to have to win out, which is very possible with their schedule. They're going to have to win out if they want to get to that playoffs and try to win a national championship. That would have been a huge stepping stone, though, beating LSU. Yeah. Granted, losing by 4 and kind of blowing the game, knowing that you can compete with those guys, you look better than them for most of the game.
Yes,
simple as that.
Well, the defense did really well. Did everything you needed them.
They just got wore out in the second half. When you're going 3 and out because you don't have your best guy in the field, they're going to get tired. So they got beat up, and they had some defensive line injuries that didn't help either. Yeah. So
well, that's why, like I said to you last week, at least with Stavi, I knew what you had. I knew what you. I mean, their running game is going to still be their bread and butter. It's and if they think McAvoy is the running quarterback type, the option quarterback type that they want to do to be a misdirection from Gordon but eventually LSU is a good team too. They're going to figure that out. They're going to put 8 in the box. They're going to put 9 in the box. You still have to throw the ball then, and if you can't throw the ball, the ball. I mean,
and as I said before, and this will be the last point of the conversation, if you're going to have McAvoy starting, you have to put a playbook that he can be successful with. I'll say it again. You have to give him something he's going to be successful with, and whether it's the option offense, whatever. Sure. You need to give him a chance to be successful.
Too, if you like if you like the backup running back too, do a triple option. Make it real confusing to a defense.
Because he's a good runner. He had a couple good runs during the game, but the way he was dropping back was like a regular quarterback.
Yeah.
And he obviously can't handle that. So I don't know what they were thinking with. I mean, that's their playbook is basically like, this is Joel Stavi at quarterback. He's a thrower. He's a good deep ball thrower. He threw the deep ball a lot.
Yeah. That's why I say
they didn't hit anybody, but no. I mean, he did throw a deep ball a lot. They need to just put a playbook that he can be successful with.
Yeah, right. Like I said, the positive is it's game 1. It's not Big Ten. They still got LSU is a good team. It's not like to do preseason, really to have the first game like this be 2 big heavyweights is crazy. For most teams will pick, let's just give us a tune-up.
Not so much anymore.
No.
I mean, with the playoff thing, people want to schedule, even if you lose, that's better to have that loss
lose against someone like this.
Yeah.
Well, that's why I say losing 4 points, even if they'll blow one, it's not going to kill them. But it definitely gives Anderson something to look into of what he has to change.
Yep.
So, like I said,
he's going to have to figure it out. He's the coach. He should take full responsibility for that loss. And we're going to end that conversation right there. We're going to move straight into the Brewers.
Yep.
We're done with the Badgers for now.
Yep.
But going on to the Milwaukee Brewers. Nothing
right?
good about the Brewers either.
Oh, come on.
I mean, losing 2 out of 3 against the Padres, and now they lost 2 in the first games against the Giants. And not to mention K-Rod blowing that 1-run lead. They're up 2-1.
1 out of 5 is not good?
No, it's not.
Not when you lead in the division?
K-Rod, you can't be blowing saves against the Padres at this time of the year.
No,
you had to get 2 out of 3 against the Padres. You wanted to, because
well, especially with how the Giants have manhandled them in the 2 games.
Well, sure.
Played. Needed that. They needed to.
If you get 2 against the Padres and win 1 against the Giants, sure. It's still a pretty decent road trip so far, going 3-3. You need to get, when you're leading in the 9th, you have to finish them at this point of the season. There is no excuses. K-Rod's got to do his job.
He recorded his 500th K.
That's great.
Is that what it was? 500? It was. I read even about it. I watched the game, but I didn't realize, and I read about it, and I was like, oh, that's awesome. And then I realized he blew the save, and I was like, wow. That's like setting your record in a football game and getting blown out by 30.
Yeah,
Who gives a crap at that moment?
No one cares. No one cares. The only thing that matters, he could have
not
three guys and struck out the next three guys. I don't care as long as you get the save. I don't really care. But he needs to get the job done at this point in the season. We cannot be losing these games.
Yeah. Which the good news, we have surprisingly good news from all this. The two good news.
There is some good news.
There is some good news. One of the good news is with that in mind, with K-Rod in mind, the acquisition of Jonathan Broxton is a very good setup man that's got the experience there, a veteran to bring in.
He doesn't throw as hard as he used to.
No, wow, yeah.
But I mean, he used to throw 99 to 100.
Yeah.
So
I mean, that was when he was.
But now he's about 93, 94 consistently. He's had a good year up to this point.
He's got the intimidation factor a little bit up there on the plate.
Sure, and Will Smith, he looks like he's tiring out.
Yep.
So it's probably a good acquisition. Maybe.
Well, it shows at least the Brewers know. At least, obviously, the Reds, which is where Broxton came from, obviously knew it's done. Their season's
for them
over.
it's over. Yeah.
So they wanted to at least obviously give him a shot and get rid of something and maybe get something back. That they haven't named who the two players who the Brewers are giving him, but it's a good step. It's a good step in if K-Rod keeps slipping up.
Yeah, and
he's got pressure on him.
He forces him. Yeah, I have to do my job, or otherwise I might lose my job.
That
was the Axford thing.
Yep.
When he thought he came here the first time, he thought he was going to get that job immediately, but he became the setup man.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
it's going to be some competition there.
Yeah. So I like it on the two, giving some of those guys who are the setup and long relief guys, a break, a little more. Bring someone in. I mean, from what I saw, I don't have the numbers. August has not been great for Broxton, but throughout the rest of the season, he's been very good. I mean, I think they said 43 out of 51 of his appearances, he hasn't really given up a run. I mean, it's some crazy numbers. Really, really good numbers. So that's a positive. Gives some pressure on,
It's one positive.
Positive. Well, and the Brewers need that. I mean, if they're going to make it to that playoff, if they're going to make it to the wild card playoff or hope the division, they're going to need, they need this type of stuff.
Garza's set to come back
tomorrow, isn't it?
No, I thought they said.
Or is it the Holmes?
Coming Wednesday? This coming Wednesday.
Okay.
He's supposed to be coming back. It'll be good to have him back. Some veteran leadership in that rotation. Hopefully, we can get going again. Coming back home, we stated in last week's episode. They haven't been too great at home this year, but we were raving about their away games, and this week has. So yeah, next week we got
Cubs.
Three more against the Cubs,
which is almost home. Which is almost home.
And
Homecoming, pretty
but
much.
Then we come back to play
four-game set
against St. Louis. So that's gonna be a big series at home. You're gonna have to get those.
That's a make or break. I think you swing those the wrong way, and the Cardinals.
You don't want to swing it the wrong way on that one because the momentum is a hell of a thing.
Yep. Oh yeah, 100%. I mean, you split it, you come out of it even either way. You're like whatever, but you lose. If you lose 3 and only get 1, it's not looking good. But that's the positive of going into that series. That's the other positive for us. As bad as the Brewers have been this week, Cardinals have been pretty close to the same.
Yeah, but the Pirates have caught up, and I would have liked to eliminate them too. So it just kind of makes it a 2-horse race. But
at least,
still first.
But at least that's kept us where we're. So the Brewers having a bad week when you can go, oh man, what could have been? We could be out of this already, or we could be looking.
Well, we could be down at this point, and the Cardinals had a good week.
Yep.
We'd be second in the standings right now, so we can think of that as a positive. Hopefully, the Brewers can get together this next week and play better.
Yeah, so this one obviously not as big a rant. The Badger one was we felt much more of a boneheaded.
I feel a little bit better. I can vent my anger on this show. I do feel a little bit better now. I'm still a little bit heated, but
sure.
But anyways,
well, that was probably the 13 beers you had to intake to make yourself feel better, and it's still not enough. So that's what happens with some Wisconsin boys. But so Brewers not so bad. But still hopefully they can right the ship. At least like we talked about last week, the continued that they can just not have a bunch of weeks like this, not have and that's I guess.
Like we said, they got the Cubs and Cardinals coming up. And
yep.
Hopefully play well this next week. We'll let you know more about it next week. Hopefully they have a better week.
Yeah.
But moving on to the Green Bay Packers.
The bright spot, of course, as so far they've been.
They had a good preseason game. They played well against the Chiefs. Not going to really get too much into that. It doesn't really matter.
Useless game, pretty much.
None of the starters played.
Yep.
You don't care. We don't care.
You don't really need it. Numbers weren't super important for us.
The only thing that really came out of that game was afterwards the 53-man roster.
Yep.
They kept both quarterbacks.
They sure did.
I don't think it's that big of a surprise.
Oh. They did. They still. They
learned from it last year. Aaron Rodgers got hurt. You had to go out and find someone.
Yep.
What's the point? If someone goes down, you're gonna have to get someone anyways. You might as well keep both of them on a roster. They played well.
Well,
Scott Tolzien's played pretty well. Matt Flynn would be probably a good third string.
Well, and I blank. It's great. This happens on the show sometimes. Both quarterbacks, they haven't defined who's the second or the third yet. They still haven't. McCarthy's still undecided.
I think Scott Tolzien will get that job for sure.
And I've actually heard the opposite. What people are now saying that the reason they kept both on, and not that they didn't want to keep three necessarily, but instead of putting him down, cutting him or putting him on like the practice squad or some stupid thing like that, they're kind of hoping that maybe he's impressed on another team. And someone calls them and says, "Hey, we really like what we saw out of Tolzien. He's just going to be sitting even behind." I'm saying that's there,
maybe
because Flynn, as much as he didn't impress,
what are you going to get for him?
Maybe a third round.
No,
pick.
You're not getting a third round pick for Scott Tolzien.
Maybe a backup lineman.
For a third string quarterback, you're gonna get.
But
I wouldn't give up more. I wouldn't give up a 6th round draft.
But he looked. What you just said, he should have the backup. Maybe there's a team
he looked
that
good as a backup.
Hey,
but
name me.
He's not gonna get you to the playoffs.
Name me the Jets' backup quarterback.
They got Michael Vick.
Name me. Well, they had Geno Smith. Name me. Tampa Bay's backup quarterback. Name me a lot of teams' backup quarterback.
I don't really care about Tampa Bay.
Hey, I'm just telling you.
All I'm saying is you're not going to get a good pick for Scott Tolzien.
Hey,
it's not happening.
Well, I'm just telling you.
I think they kept him because they knew if Aaron Rodgers were to go down, they'd have to get someone anyway.
Well,
so you might as well have
security thing is going to be.
You might as well have someone that knows the offense already and keep him here,
sure,
just in case, because it'll always be good, even for Aaron Rodgers, as good as he is, to have two voices in his head.
You're saying all this stuff. You're saying all this stuff before the week. Give me week 6 when Tom Brady's gone down, when Peyton Manning broke his neck, when Matthew Stafford again threw us out something because he always has to get injured every week. They're going to be calling them and saying, "Hey, I see you got 2 number 2s." Sitting behind Rodgers. Rodgers still doing good.
Listen.
One of them's
I
going to be
will say it right now. I will eat my words. I will take my foot out of my mouth.
We will make some sort of food. If
that happens. If we get a good draft pick for Scott Tolzien, I will take my foot out of my mouth. But that's not going to happen.
If that happens, I will find whatever food he dislikes, put it in the form of those words, and he will eat them on the show.
I will do that.
All right.
I will.
It won't be disgusting, obviously.
100%, I'm down for that. You saw this on the show.
And if
it's not going to happen,
he's right and I'm wrong, nothing's going to happen. Just all it is. But yeah, I mean, it's good security for the Packers either way. I honestly think I still think it'll be Flynn. Just not anything against Tolzien. I still think it'll be Flynn. Just for the fact that I think McCarthy still feels more comfortable with him.
All right,
done with the preseason.
Down with the backup quarterback talk. Let's talk about the real stuff.
The good Rodgers. The good stuff.
Thursday night. The season opener against the
World
Seahawks.
Champions versus America's favorite team.
It's gonna be a tough game. It's really gonna be tough. The Seahawks, they're a juggernaut.
I'm blanking. This is in Seattle, obviously, right?
Yeah, it's in
of
Seattle.
course, they got home field.
Yeah, so
that makes it even harder with.
Well, it's gonna be tough.
12th man.
So you're talking silent count. They're not gonna be able to hear Aaron Rodgers. everything's going to have to be clicking like that. I mean, you're not going to be able to hear him.
No
so
huddle.
everything's going to be based on silent counts. I mean, the no huddle, you're going to have to know what he's doing, know what he's signaling every time, because one mistake, pick six.
And that's the only good thing I like about preseason ending on Thursday last week. Even the Thursday teams get one full week.
Well, no, the NFL does that. Yeah. I mean, that would be pretty mean to put them on like a Sunday and then say, hey, you know what? You're playing a preseason game on Sunday. You're going to have to play Thursday night.
I like that.
I wasn't surprised about that.
Yeah.
But what do you think? What do you think the outcome of the game is going to be?
Oh, man. I mean, here's the thing.
Do you think the Packers are a better team than the Seattle Seahawks?
As a whole?
As a whole.
I mean, Seattle won. They're the world champions. As much as I love the Packers.
I love the Packers, but until you beat the best in a bigger... And that's not even
in
saying...
their home.
Even if they win this week, you can't say that the Packers are the best team.
No.
Until the playoffs come, that's when it matters.
That's all that matters.
It's the only thing that matters.
You can win 15 games. We watched. You can win 14, 15 games. You don't win the Super Bowl?
Doesn't matter.
This season don't matter.
Doesn't matter. And when we went 10-6, squeaked into the playoffs, got hot at the right time.
That's all that matters.
Yeah.
So, do I think the Packers are... I mean, Seahawks have everything. They've proved it.
You saw it here.
This is what happens on the lounge.
At the lounge. Well, we're not the highs of quality production.
That's
okay.
Anyways,
going back.
We got
That's
everything taken care of.
Going back. Score. Right now.
Score.
Give me a score.
Okay. I will give you two things. The score and then my conclusion. Okay.
All right.
Last year against this Seahawks team, though they got hot at the end, proved they were the best. We lost only to them for one reason: a dumb referee who thought he had too much power. So that was why the Seahawks. But after being Super Bowl, after the...
Was that last year?
Yeah, it sure was. Started last year.
God, man, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Man, that seems like a longer time ago.
I think, or was it 2 years ago?
I don't. Was it 2 years ago?
I don't, man. Maybe that was the last time. Maybe that was the last time we played.
Yeah, no, that was Russell Wilson's first year. That was his rookie year.
Yeah, and
the Russell Wilson that last year was the second year. So that was 2 years ago.
Yeah, 2 years ago.
Don't listen to him.
So that's the last time we played them.
That's why I'm the host and he's the co-host.
Exactly. Well, point is that was the last time we played them. That's the last time we played them, and it was that close.
Yeah, no. But
now they of course have a cornerback.
So a score. Give me a score. That's all I want. Give the fans the score.
27-21.
Who?
The Seahawks.
You heard it here. Packer fan Ryan is picking
the Seahawks. You're giving... Okay,
picking
I'll give you two scores.
No, you gave me your score. That's it. That's what it... And you know what my score is? I'm not going to give you one because I'm a Packer fan.
That's some bull. That's some bull. That's why he's the host. No, but I mean,
no. In all honesty, I think if the Seahawks play their best game, we can't beat them. Not in Seattle.
No,
I think I would say that score is about right.
Yep.
I'm hoping it's the other way, but I think the Seahawks right now are a better team than the Packers, and that's just by small margin. Yeah. I mean, they are the world champs.
Now, like we talked about this in the preseason games that Rodgers played, which is only 2. They only played 2. If Rodgers and the Packers can get ahead of them with Lacey, now what we got, which we didn't play them last year.
Sure.
When we played them in that close, we did not have the running game we have now.
Yeah, of course.
I'm on the belief that Lacey is what Marshawn Lynch was long ago. Lynch is not beast mode. Lacey's become beast mode.
Lacey's a beast.
So if the Packers can get out fast, get ahead, and then put it into the driving seat of Rodgers and Lacey, blend, even if the defense struggles a little bit, Russell Wilson's running around doing his crazy thing. But if Seahawks, if you give them a little bit of a lead, their defense, I don't get that. That's where I'm.
First quarter. First quarter's probably that's going to be huge because, like you said, we have to jump out on them. You do not want to be at down 10, 14, nothing. No. It's going to be tough to come back on them. You want to give Lacey the ball.
Rodgers has proven you give him a lead. If he has a lead,
he's going to be able to keep it more times than
usually keeps that lead. So that's
and put the pressure on Russell Wilson to make plays. He's done it, but put the pressure on him.
Yep.
They do have a better offense this
year.
Come on,
score. Score, Scott. Give us a score. I'll even let you. You don't even say who you think's gonna win. Just give a score.
See now, I like the. Man.
Yeah, now you know how it feels. Pressuring me to give a score.
31-24 Seahawks.
Whoa.
I think 31-24
So
Seahawks.
my 6.1 is
I hope we're
less
wrong.
than
I hope
his.
the Packers defense can not let them score
Well,
31 points.
the
And I think
Seahawks,
that's better, but
this game, like we've talked about, this is the Seahawks. They got to show that they're the world champions and show the rest of the league that we're still this
I
year
think
is
it's gonna
still
be
the
chippy.
year.
I think the game's gonna be chippy. It'll be fun to watch.
Yeah,
It'll be fun to watch.
Hey,
They
I'm
wanna
always
show.
I mean, it's no doubt, but
but you heard it here.
Yeah.
Packer fans and all, we're not biased. We think the Seahawks are going to win.
Yep.
Unfortunately.
And we love our team, and if they win,
but
we'll be here next week.
This is real life stuff, yeah.
Overjoyed. But we got to be honest, that's a tough game. That's a tough game to go to start the season out on. Yeah. I think any fan that would have said, let's have the Seahawks week 4. You know, let's let that.
Well,
so we're not. So I mean that's where we're at in that situation. So, but this is what it is. It's hot. Everybody's going to be watching. National game, Thursday night opening. I mean, this is the game at the other side of it that you want. You want all the eyes on you. If you can upset the world champions, man, the season will bode really well for those Packers.
I know Aaron Rodgers is up for the challenge.
Well,
for sure.
yeah.
Eddie Lacy's up for the challenge.
Sure.
It's just
Jordy Nelson.
I think it's really it's just if that defense can hold up, and I think they're going to be a pretty good defense this year. I think I'll say it here: top 10 defense, Green Bay Packers.
Whoa.
They will be one of the top 10.
Wow.
I'm saying it here.
Man, I'll give you top 15.
I'll take that too because we can win a Super Bowl with top 15.
Yeah, we definitely can. If we can stay in the top 15, yes, they are a Super Bowl contender.
All right,
the offense will do it.
All right, I think that ends our show for the week. I would say.
I mean, we've pretty much told, we've told you what's coming ahead. I mean, technically we didn't touch on it. Badgers play who next week?
I think they play Western Illinois.
Yes, they do.
So
not LSU for sure.
No, Western Illinois. They should be 45-0. They should absolutely destroy them.
Yep.
You wouldn't even want to see me next week if the Badgers lose that game.
Oh,
I might not even be here. I don't know.
It'll probably be just me being like, "Hey, I'm Ryan." I don't even know if I can name the show the same way without him here. Yeah. So I mean, that game should be what it is. I mean, it shouldn't be a trouble. We should be overjoyed over that. Hoping the Brewers do good against the Cubs and the Cardinals. And Packer game, obviously you heard our scores.
Well,
if the Packers lose...
But we'll be recapping 2 games. Because...
For them.
Oh, no, we won't. I'm already messed up. No, we won't be recapping.
Did you think they were going to play Thursday and Sunday?
No, I was thinking...
This is why I'm the co-host.
I was thinking 2 weeks from now. I don't know what I was thinking.
This is why I'm the co-host and he's the host.
Beefed.
See what I'm talking about? Yeah, 13. That's the number.
Yeah, no, next Sunday we'll be recapping the Seahawks game.
Yeah, and like we said, we expect them to lose. Not expect, but being honest, we see them probably losing. So if our scores... I'll say, if our scores are right, 6-7 points, I won't be sad. I won't be upset. If we get blown out by 30... We'll be ranting a lot here.
I think it's going to be
chances are something happened to Rodgers.
It's going to be a competitive game. Yeah, unless something drastic happens, it's going to be a competitive game.
Yeah. So I mean that's our week ahead. We appreciate everybody that views us. Hopefully you feel the same way. Anything you don't, tell us, let us know. But thanks for watching. And we'll see you next week.